Hey guys, so here's a question I get asked a lot from home buyers, and it is, how does a realtor get paid? As a buyer, do I pay the realtor, and why should I use one? Let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Tim Higham with RE/MAX Core Realty in Prince George, BC. I just wanted to share some helpful information that I know can help any home buyer make a better decision when buying a house. Also, if you're in the Prince George area and would like to discuss your own real estate needs, I'd love to hear from you. Contact me at the number below. Okay, so the big question, how does a realtor get paid? Do you pay a realtor when buying a home? The simple, quick answer, no. But I think this question is really part of a larger question, which is, what is this going to cost me and why should I use a realtor as a buyer? See, a lot of the time I'll connect with a buyer who is asking about a property and they'll tell me they're not working with a realtor, they don't really want to work with a realtor right now. And then the next thing I find out is the reason is they don't want to have to pay them. They're asking about the rates for a buyer. Well, the good news, buyers, it's pretty rare for a home buyer to pay anything to their realtor when buying a home. So how does a realtor get paid? Well, a realtor forms a listing agreement with a seller. Within that agreement are terms regarding the overall commission that will be paid by the seller to the listing brokerage upon completion of a successful sale. And within that is a portion that they agree to set aside to pay the buyer's realtor. So the buyer's realtor gets paid by the seller by way of the listing agreement. Okay, so we've identified the cost, nothing. But then why? Why should you use a realtor as a buyer? And the question to that lies in what it means to be a client or an unrepresented party. And I'm talking about BC here. Okay, next. What does it mean to have a client relationship with a realtor? If you're a client of a real estate professional, they owe you loyalty, which means acting only in your best interest. Full disclosure, which means telling you everything they know that might influence your decision in a transaction. Avoid conflicts of interest, which means avoiding any situation that would affect their duty to act in your best interest. And confidentiality. They mustn't reveal your personal information without your permission, even after the relationship ends. So that's great, but what's the point? Why does it matter to you as a buyer? Well, it matters because the alternative is the opposite, and you need to know which position you're in. So when you're not in a client relationship with a realtor, they owe you no loyalty, no duty of full disclosure, no duty to avoid conflicts of interest, and no confidentiality. And how do you get into that situation? Well, you as a buyer decide just to work with the listing agent. You see, there used to be a thing called limited dual agency, which allowed a realtor to handle both the seller and the buyer as clients in the same transaction. But in June 2018, realtors were no longer allowed to serve both the buyer and the seller as clients in the same transaction. That means when you call listing agents of a home that you're interested in, that agent has no duty to your best interests. In fact, they can only have a duty to see to the best interest of the seller. So beware. If you think you're saving yourself money by contacting the listing agent, you're not. They're already going to be setting aside that money to pay to the buyer's agent, and if they don't, they're just going to pay the listing agent more. But you are putting yourself in a position of risk by not having your own representation. The listing agent's sole interest is to sell you that home, regardless of if the neighborhood isn't a good fit for your family or if they know it may well be overpriced. So what's the solution then? Get your own realtor. And don't worry, you're not paying them, but find a good one that you can form a relationship built on trust, and then you'll have an advocate in your corner who's solely dedicated to your best interests throughout the entire home buying process. I promise you, it will help and make it so much better. All right, well, I hope this helped. If you're considering buying or selling in the Prince George area, I'd love to hear from you. Please connect with me at the number below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care. All right, I think I need to